Welcome to the Shared Desk, episode 101.
So, this may seem like deja vu. It may seem like deja vu, but it isn't.
You're not hallucinating.
This really is episode 101 of the Shared Desk, and I am your host, T. Morris.
We don't need gadgets. Oh, really? Machines are gonna fail. Then the system's gonna fail. And then it's who has the ability to survive. And that's the game, Lana. Survival.
Just watch Deliverance again, huh?
I mean, is Burt Reynolds not the man in that?
Apocalyptic advice from Archer. And sitting across from me,
I'm Pip Valentine.
sometimes you just gotta rock out during the apocalypse.
I will tell you about one of my coping mechanisms later on.
Yeah, well, I think it's right in front of you, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah. How you doing, everybody? We are in the middle of a pandemic.
Woo! Now, to be fair, we did record before a couple of weeks ago. But two reasons we're re-recording. One, we sounded like we had the Rona. We sounded like we had the Rona.
We sounded like we had Mama Maya Corona.
We had the cold.
We had a really bad cold.
Good, bad cold.
We had a really juicy bad cold. It was a gift from my wife to me, and
I'm a giver. What can I say?
She's such a giver, and we went on ahead, and yeah, we made the most of it. Tried to do a podcast, and we
didn't sound good.
We didn't sound good at all.
It was also just before.
It was just before all the lockdown. It was before all the craziness. The let's blame healthcare workers for the lack of masks, etc., etc., etc. Nicely done. And so first off, a couple of things. One, would you please pass me my bell?
Oh, I don't know. Should I give him the bell?
Give me the bell, woman. Give me the frickin' bell.
Pass it over the giant cat.
Secondly, we do want to give a quick shout out to all the healthcare workers who are on the front lines, who are really doing amazing work.
All the RNs, the PAs, the MDs, janitorial staff,
if you're doing grocery shop workers,
yes,
anybody that is considered an essential right now, you all are rock stars. So we just want to say yes to you.
Cheers.
Cheers. You guys are killing it. And
bad choice of words there.
Yeah, that's true.
Rocking it.
Yep.
Yeah, you're rocking it. You're rocking it. You're working it.
You're saving lives.
Yeah. And also, this one's for you.
Accident or not, admit it was a little awesome.
They are a little awesome. They are something kind of awesome. Now, the other thing we want to talk about is we are still making the push, and I don't have the tally in front of me, but I will be pulling it up here later on in another screen. We are still doing a push for NoKidHungry.org. NoKidHungry.org is an organization that makes sure that kids get fed school meals when school is out of session. Now, normally their busier times are holidays and, of course, summer break.
When school's not in session, but guess what?
We have a whole shutdown of schools across the country, and these kids don't know where their next meal is coming from.
Which is not fair.
So, No Kid Hungry, they're stepping up, and they are working double time to make sure these kids are getting fed. And right now,
and you're doing your little bit.
Right now, I'm doing my little bit. We're at 1435. Last time I checked, 1435. Now, why Blurp didn't work there, I don't know because I haven't set up Blurp here. That's why. But I have set up the other alerts, so we will be alerted if anybody drops an alert here.
So if you have some,
so if you can, hang on a second. So if
it's a tilted filing.
It's giving me my own chat rules. That's cute. So if you can, you can go ahead and give. And here's how it works: for every $1 that we raise and invest into NoKidHungry.org, 10 meals are generated, and we are now currently sitting.
That's pretty good return.
Very good return, and we're sitting at 1435. And they are doing incredible work there.
It's like 14,000 meals.
It's just over 14,300 meals, and that's what we've generated in just about 2 weeks. So the fact that we are generating over 7,000 meals a week, I am thrilled with those numbers. I know I've got a very lofty goal of 10 grand, but at 10 grand, I shave off my facial hair.
Taco and grapple.
If you want to see my naked baby face,
Nope.
then let's do it for the kids because it'll be worth it. It'll definitely be worth it. Okay, feel free to give at any time during the podcast.
Or share the link
share the link.
If you're one of the people who are having trouble with jobs, been furloughed, don't feel like you can give, then you can always share the link.
By all means, please share the link. That would be great. And for anyone that is listening in the podcast, you can go ahead and find that link at the show notes at theshareddesk.com. All right, so let's talk a little bit about about what we wanted to really cover this evening, which is staying creative in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, that's not easy.
Yeah. Now, we just we were in North Carolina at the very beginning of March.
Yeah.
We managed to have Smoky Writers at the beach.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Oh, it was
and it was
phenomenal.
wonderful to see everybody.
Absolutely fantastic.
And all those hugs that we got now are like embedded
They're
in my
gold.
soul.
They're
you
gold.
know, like the memory of those hugs is keeping us going. As we headed home, things started to look worse and worse.
Well, actually, it started before that, if you think about it.
Yeah, it was sort of bubbling along in the sort of consciousness of people. People who paid attention.
Right.
Unlike our president.
Wow. Oh, hey, no, wait, hang on. He's doing the best he can.
At least I have chicken.
He's got chicken. Look at that. Rev 3, dude.
Hey, Nick.
Kicking it off with a $50 donation. Look at that.
500 meals and bellies.
And yeah, so that's actually putting us, that is now putting us within $15.
Ooh, $15.
$15 of $1,500 raised. So why don't you go ahead, first off, go ahead and explain to everybody what the Smoky Writers is. And I'm going to look up a link and hopefully get the progress bar up here. So Smoky
Writers, this was year 7 of our writers group.
Can you believe that? Year 7.
So the first 6 years we were in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, hence Smoky Writers.
All right.
Thank you,
Kat.
The home of Moonshine and Dolly Parton. And then this year we needed a change. And so we went down to Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina.
I think the actual words from
Alex White, the organizer.
Alex White, they said, we don't want to support anybody that supports a Confederate flag. And I was like, well, okay then.
Well, North Carolina's still got that. But off we went to the beach, and it was nice at the beach. It was very, very nice.
It was gorgeous.
Beautiful house.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Some of my favorite people in the world in one place.
Yep.
Sharing, breaking bread, sharing drinks.
Sharing hugs. Before things really got out of hand.
And then we went into Wilmington, North Carolina, and that's when I was sick. So I was already self-quarantining.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I was self-quarantining before it was cool. I'm just saying.
Yep. Let me tell you something. Chat. I was fine, but as far as Pip was concerned...
Seriously, Lana, call Kenny Loggins, because you're in the danger zone.
I mean, it was ridiculous, and I love my
and
wife.
I also started bumping elbows before it was cool.
Yeah, she was a trendsetter. She was an absolute trendsetter. So anyway, and of course, while all this was going on... Pip was deathly ill, so I was actually going... All right, so we also need to sort of backpedal a bit. The writers retreat normally goes a week, but because we had a change of venues and a change of costs, we only did half a week. But then we had something called the leftovers, where some of us stayed behind.
Where it was like Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah. And what was that?
What
was
more
that?
things happening?
Nerd Girl, $20
Thank
donation.
you, Nelly. Oh, Nerd Girl.
We're slamming it down.
So $1,500.
Over $1,500. That's the way to do
15,000
it.
meals and bellies.
Yep. Over 15,000 meals and bellies. Guys, you're just rocking and rolling this. I really do appreciate it, everybody.
Amazing.
Thank you, Nerd Girl. Thank you so much.
Give yourselves a pat on the back and.
Now remember, for those of you who have been donating and donating repeatedly, not only do you get incentives, but there are incentives.
What?
Yes, there are incentives. We have a
have a link for.
We have a link of the list of books that we are making part of your donation. So for $5, you get a digital ebook.
Yeah.
For $10, you get a digital short story.
Yeah.
$10 you get a digital title or collection.
You mean something like Chasing the Bud
or Mechanical Mechanications.
Wow. Okay.
Then you get at
50? 50?
25.
No, 25.
Calm your boobs.
They are calm.
Yeah. At $25 you get you get 3 short stories to choose from, and then finally at $50 you can either get 3 titles, 3 collections, a combination of both, or you can get an audiobook. And we've already had our first person.
I sent that off today.
Farrell went on ahead and did. Now you can also there are other incentives, and you can find out more about those on my Twitch feed, which is twitch.tv/the Tea Monster. If you want to see the incentives are right here.
Dead space.
Don't worry. As Nick would say, we're going to edit this in post. We're going to edit this in post because, some of those compelling stuff you can hear in a podcast is, in fact...
Yeah.
So there you go.
So the link will be in the show notes for the podcast listeners.
And I need you to talk more because I'm doing stuff.
The one thing that we should mention again that we did in the first recording of episode 101 was that when we were in Wilmington, North Carolina, T nerded out hard.
I may have had a something of a
because he is a big Untapped
supporter,
which is you drink a beer, you rate a beer, you write about a beer, you take a picture of beer, you share the beer, you get badges, all sorts of things. But as we were driving down the main street, it's a nice little town, actually.
It really is.
Wilmington. T spotted the logo outside a building, and sure enough, it was the headquarters of Untapped. So we actually went in there. They were very nice. They had a little tour you could do.
Not just a tour.
Oh, you could also buy stuff.
But the other cool thing about it was that they have an exclusive badge. An exclusive badge chat that when you visit their facilities,
you can have a beer.
You can have a beer there. They have 4 beers on tap, and you get a special badge for actually being at the headquarters. A secret badge that you can only get at Untapped. So that was pretty freaking cool. So that's Untapped, as Jen put in there. untappd.com. Go ahead and look them up. They got a fantastic app which we're going to be writing about in a project we're going to be mentioning in this podcast.
We will talk a little bit about some of the things that we're doing.
So when we were coming back, that was really when COVID-19 was starting to
we didn't take very much notice of it because we were quite sick and at various points lying flat on our back and just groaning and saying, "Child, cook for yourself."
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. But we got home. I went through a week of sick, and then Pip got better while I was sick, and then finally, when we both emerged, we tried doing episode 101. It did not go well because we just sounded.
We did sound not good.
I
think, and then that following Friday is when our daughter went to school for the last time. Last time this academic year. Yeah. Because then they closed everything down.
Yeah.
And the schools in Virginia, at least, are closed for the whole academic year.
So that's actually the inspiration behind this charity stream, No Kid Hungry. But it also it's been for the past few weeks, we've all been practicing social distancing.
Yes.
And now we are more or less on a lockdown. You only go out when you have to.
We've been out for groceries. We went out to pick up medicine for the cat, but we've kept very much to ourselves as much as possible. We've done a bit of walking around the neighborhood, but everyone's been good around here about practicing social distancing. So that's been good.
I've been running a couple of times, and when I run, I notice that some people give me a wide berth, and that's fine. I do the same thing. And that kind of brings us to the topic of the show. Staying creative during times a pandemic, times of crisis. What do you do? I mean, really, what do you do? And we've been actually been getting some great advice from a leader, just not ours, unfortunately.
Not yet.
Leroy, you were just stupid as hell.
Leroy 45.
Leroy 45. But the person that we have been getting like real inspirational leadership from is from our leader in spirit,
She could be ours one day.
She could be ours one day. Her name is
Jacinda Ardern.
Gangsta.
The Prime Minister of New Zealand.
she's like New Zealand's mum right now.
She really is. She is so darling. She is so cute. If you start feeling really stressed out, you need to go to her. Is it her webpage?
She has a Facebook
or
page.
Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. And she checks in every day on you. She's checking in every day.
How are you?
How are you doing?
And the funny thing is, she is so confident and has exuded such leadership that even Australia is like, can we borrow?
Yeah, there was a lot of comments about it. No, you tried to get the Pavlova.
You tried to recruit our All Blacks.
Yes,
it ain't happening.
You wanted Crowder House. We split that one.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But you can't have it.
Russell Crowe? Nope, sorry.
Well,
not even Russell Crowe.
When he throws a telephone, he's Australian.
Yeah.
We've agreed on that.
Yeah, there you go. These jokers across the ditch.
So some of the stuff that we're going to talk about, some of the ideas.
Some of them are actually written over my shoulder.
Well, let's talk. Shall we talk about? Let's talk about what we personally are doing, and then maybe go into some more general.
Into the general and actually questions from chat, and also just the overall oeuvre of how do you keep your wits about you, because that's what we have to do during this whole.
Everyone just needs to stay calm
during this whole time.
Right?
Not even stay calm. It's not even a matter of staying calm. It's just a matter of being smart. But let's get to that in a second. First off, let's talk about the projects. Now, during the Smoky Writers at the Beach, the rights for social media for writers, which is this book right here,
came back to us.
Now, this book came out in 2014.
It's in the front cover there, T. I think it was 15. But...
Writer's Digest Books out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah.
And it was RIP. Pour one out for the homies. 2015.
2015.
Now, it's 5 years old in computer standards.
Well,
in publishing standards. In computer standards, that's 5,000 years old. I mean, just to kind of put it in perspective.
Yeah, some of the stuff that we had in there.
We had a chapter on Google+.
Well, that's going.
We had a little shout out to Sue. Remember Sue? TSU, Sue.com?
Barely.
Yeah.
Periscope, I think, is in there.
Periscope is in there, which is now called Twitter Live. There's a lot of stuff that we need to update in this book. Mm-hmm. So when the rights came back to us while we were out at the beach, we said, "Do we want to tackle this?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were like, "Well, we're stuck inside now, so we are definitely tackling it." So
the end goal for social media for writers is that by the end of April, we are aiming to have social media for writers done. Mm-hmm. And
we have a nice new cover for it.
Got a great new cover already from the same person.
Shall I put that in the show notes?
Go ahead and put that in the show notes.
I'll put that in the show notes.
And it's done by the same artist who did our new logo. And then
Candy Cane Studios.
We've got candycanestudios.com. And we also have new content going into it. Of course, there's going to be some stuff coming out of it. There's going to be also a change of attitude on a few things.
In the original, we have chapters on the various platforms, and then we had appendices at the end, which is basically how to set up, a Pinterest or a Facebook page or whatever.
Never made sense.
I don't know why that happened. I'm sure it was something Writer's Digest.
It was a Writer's Digest thing. It was a Writer's. So we're
since we can do whatever the hell we want,
we're reformatting the book. And we are going to be putting exercises into it.
Into each chapter. So the chapters are going to be longer.
Yeah, chapters will be longer.
There are still plenty of good chapters in there that, some basic social media etiquette, content marketing is...
But one of the things that's going to be changing, there's definitely going to be some talk about Facebook and about how Facebook has changed, because within that 5 years... Within that 5 years, we've seen a change, not just in Facebook does business, but in the way Facebook handles data.
Yeah.
And
the look is going to be completely different because they're rolling out the new look.
Yeah, they're rolling out the new look.
Which I hate, by the way. I turned it back to the original, but I know that they're going to force me to go to that god-awful thing.
So pretty much. It's a trap! Yeah,
I think we should leave the Facebook chapter to the last one because...
Yeah, because of all the changes there. So, we're still going to be talking about Twitter. We had a YouTube channel, which we're actually taking out, and in its place we're putting in streaming.
Yeah.
Because now authors are turning to not just YouTube for...
Especially right now.
A lot of people are actually stepping up and saying, "Hey, how do I do this streaming thing?" And I said, "Well, have I got a book for you?"
I've noticed a few people buying.
Have I got a book
Twitch
for you?
Dummies,
Yeah. We're still going to cover Pinterest, Instagram.
I think there's the best practices one. We're going to go through them and read them, but I think it's still pretty solid, actually.
It is. Content marketing we're going to leave in there.
Yeah.
The one that we're going to get out is the one that it was the chapter I hated the most. I mean, I called it the dark arts. The dark arts of search engine optimization, SEO. I'm getting that sucker out of there. I had to
We're in charge now. We can do what we like.
I had to take a Silkwood shower after writing that episode.
Oh my God, you're still talking about it.
I am. Okay, so that's project 1.
Uh-huh.
Project 2, you can see over my shoulder. We have the first 2 deadlines for the 4th edition of Podcasting for Dummies.
Congratulations.
The 4th edition of Podcasting for Dummies.
Hail to the king, baby.
That is the book that will not die, and I am thrilled about that. 4th edition, we are making nip tucks throughout. One chapter is going replaced by another chapter. Shocker on streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are the first
the integration, like we're doing now, like we're integrating.
Yeah, how we integrate
podcasting and streaming together.
And boy howdy, what great timing! Because right now I'm doing something a little different. Now, obviously, nobody at, on the stream notices, but I'm actually working with Streamlabs OBS for the Mac.
Yeah, that just came out, didn't it?
That just came out. It is so far. It is rock solid. It is handling the stream a little better, I think, than.
Interesting.
It's handling the stream a little better than OBS is. As a matter of fact, I think one way I can check that is by going to my Twitch dashboard, which so let's go to the creator dashboard. I just want to see what they actually offer on the Twitch dashboard a bit rate to show you how strong the signal is.
Now you're getting off topic.
I know. I'll get back to it. But yeah, this is great timing for Podcasting for Dummies.
When are they saying they're going to bring out the 4th edition? When's it supposed to be coming out?
If we are done with this by June, and we should
Which you should be.
I mean, come on. June, July, it should be out by October, December at the latest.
Mm-hmm. And when's
Discord for Dummies is also about to come out.
Now
that's done.
Month?
That's off the desk.
You got paid for that.
That is completely off the desk, and it is done and dusted. That's coming out next month. But I should see copies coming in.
So you got 2 titles coming out.
I got 2 titles coming out with the Dummies people. And looking at just so you know, looking at the bitrate signal, it's nice and strong. So Streamlabs OBS so far, I'm
nice
really
and solid.
Nice and solid for the Mac. It's nice to see that happen.
So we're doing Social Media for Writers. You're doing Podcasting for Dummies 4th edition.
Right.
I am this week. I will be delivering Ride or Die. I'm calling it now. It's going to be delivered.
Right.
To the agent. Then we've got The Secret of the Monkey God.
Yeah, we got to get.
And we're going to discuss whether you're actually going to do it with me or whether you.
I'm doing it. No, okay. I'm doing it.
All
period.
Right. You heard it first here. Then
I'm doing it. I hated sitting on the sidelines when you did, because the other thing too is now I'm a book behind, and I need to know basically what happened so that we can sort of.
You could read the first 2.
I read the first one, if you remember.
Yeah, did you read it after it was done?
I read it in solid detail when there were a lot of plot holes that someone didn't fill.
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Coffee
and contemplation.
And if you recall, I had tickets to do a run that weekend, and I didn't do it.
He's author-shaming me right now.
Yes, I am.
Angry.
Well, in that case,
anybody else feeling awkward right now?
Inappropriate.
Okay.
But you can read the second one, and then you'll be up to date with that one. So The Secret of the Monkey God, we've got about 20,000 words, so it's another 40.
Or I could just sit here and talk to the author about the second book, and she can bring me up to speed, which means I can get to.
I suppose I could do a Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, because you married me, you know how quickly I can read.
Nope.
So
it'll be Christmas time. So I'll give you the Cliff Notes version.
Thank you.
We've got Writer's Digest. Social Media for Writers, Podcasting for Dummy 4th edition, Secret of the Monkey God. I'm also going to work on the Fierstead 2, which is set in Richmond.
Meanwhile,
I'm reading directly from behind you.
And one more thing that she's always conveniently skipping because she knows this is a bee in my bonnet. We also need to go back to the Books and Brawn dossier.
Oh yeah, and give
that a table of contents as well as another look-see, because when we did that reading, when we cleared the second milestone of $1,000, for $500, where we read the story The Fault in Our Stars, which was a big hit with everybody in chat, and
found a couple of errors.
Found a couple of errors.
But see, the thing was, because the Books and Brawn dossier, we did not make an audio book of,
right?
Because all of those stories are out in podcasts, and I didn't want to pull down the podcast,
right?
And re-record it.
Speaking of audiobooks, you're currently working on an audiobook as well.
I'm doing the Fierce Dead, the first one. I got to get on that. So that sometimes means telling my other two people in my bubble, i.e. you and the daughter,
right,
to shut your pie hole and let me record. So I'll be doing that tomorrow, probably.
She's insinuating that I tend to get a little salty when I'm playing,
There's no way I could record while you're doing... No.
I cannot...
Even if you were quiet as a mouse, your computer noise is too much, so I have
cannot
to turn it
tell
off.
a lie. Sometimes Pip looks at the two of us and says,
"Oh my God, I am surrounded by idiots."
But we managed to get through. So, okay.
And also, I'm going to be recording next story.
Right.
For podcast. So this week, hopefully, there'll be two podcasts.
I actually broke out the new markers you should see. You need to start working on this board a bit. You need to put some stuff in there.
My side of the board's fine. Your side is...
No, it ain't. You got some stuff missing there and some stuff that needs to be updated. So
some podcast stuff.
Chop, chop. Chop, chop. Get on that.
Yep.
Okay. So...
So we have plenty to go on with.
Right. We do have a lot on our plate, but the question is, how are we managing all this in a really weird, tense,
scary,
Last of Us sort of situation that we're in right now? Is it weird that in some ways, because we're all in it together, it's a little bit more bearable? So
I really think that... Do you not feel like that? We're all in this together.
We're all
it's
in
a
this
bit like
together.
the Blitz or the flu pandemic of 1918.
I mean, the closest thing that we have to associate with this is 9/11.
Yeah.
And even then, 9/11 was not like this.
No.
9/11 was not like this.
It was scary.
It was terrifying, yeah. But it wasn't anything like this.
No, this is it combines health, because we are learning more about the virus, but we still don't have great ways of fighting it. We don't have a vaccine. Some people definitely do not have tests available to them.
Right.
So there's a lot more uncertainty, but there's also the economic uncertainty as well. So
right.
There's a whole lot of... It's like a shit sandwich, really. Layers.
Wow.
It's got layers.
Wow. Yeah, okay. Well, but... Geez.
It is.
Okay.
Just calling it like I see it.
Well, there you have it.
Tackle and grapple.
What I would say is that one of the ways that it is very easy to let something like this overwhelm you.
Yeah.
Especially when you're being told more or less to shelter in place. Mm-hmm. And we joke, we make light of it, and that is one way of coping. That is a coping mechanism.
And a fair amount of people are doing that.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Everybody's trying to cope with it in their own way.
I mean, one of the inspirations behind the charity stream, again, Trevor Noah, he is actually still doing the Daily Show, but he's now calling it the Daily Social Distancing Show with Trevor Noah live from his couch. And you can see that on YouTube. You can see that on Instagram.
Is it still on Comedy? It's going on Comedy Central?
I don't know if it is going on Comedy Central, but
maybe it's just as
But it is still happening, and that is there's a lot happening, and the thing that you hear people saying all the time is, well, we just have to make sure that we remain calm. And as I said at your brother's wedding, the words "calm down" never seem to work. They never do seem to work. But one thing I think that does help.
Well, we don't need to run around with headless chickens.
No, we don't.
Or as we say in New Zealand, headless chooks.
Right. But what we do
that does nothing for anybody.
No, it doesn't help at all. But one thing that does help a lot is the words of John Oliver, when he basically said, "We're kind of on our own here, so we have to look out for each other."
Yeah.
I take no solace in the words, "We need to calm down," or "We need to stay calm."
Yeah.
I take a lot of comfort and a lot of security in the words, "We need to look out for each other."
Yeah.
Which is why when Jedi comes into my chat as he did tonight, and we talk, I say, dude, it's okay. It's okay with the way you're feeling. It is okay to feel frustrated.
Of course.
I mean, he and I are in the same boat. We're both searching for jobs.
Yeah.
We're both searching for jobs.
A very non-ideal
at a terrible time. And that is why I care about his mental state. And
it's okay to not be okay.
It is yes, and I even said that at 3 a.m. to a friend of mine.
Yeah.
This is where we have to look out for each other. Really comes into play. By looking out for each other, we're staying in touch.
Yes.
Use that technology.
Yeah.
It's really great that somebody was saying, "Oh, imagine if this had happened 40 years ago. It would have been so much worse. It would have ways of making, communicating and reaching out to people."
And that is one of the best things about this. Going back to what I mentioned earlier, I was awake at about 2 a.m. and
terrible dream,
bad dream, and so I just went on ahead and just said, you know what, I'm just gonna try to relax, chill out, and I'm just gonna chill out and just check my social media, and I saw a message from a friend of the podcast, someone who has been on this podcast before, and they said, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
And that brash honesty is just fine.
You need to do that. I mean, if you're not okay, say something. We're all in this in various stages and states.
And so what I did, I reached out to them and I said, are you available? I can get on Facebook chat and we can just chill. And that's exactly what I did at 2 a.m. until about 3:30 this morning.
Yeah.
And I have no regrets. There's nothing wrong. I'm happy I did it because that's what it means by looking out for each other.
Yeah.
And as writers, because you hear the joke about how, this is a great time to be a writer because now you got that solitary vibe going for you and you have no distractions. Yeah, but after a while, the walls will start closing in. And you do get your Jack Torrance on.
Yeah,
okay?
Writers want to. I mean, sure, we want to have solitude to write, but we also like the ability to go outside of the house and go to a coffee shop or a restaurant or a library or, those not being able to do those things is distressing.
And if you have too much solitude, things can get tense.
Yo, Granny. Let's go.
It can get real tense.
Don't go to a cabin in the woods.
No, do not. Do not go to the cabin in the woods with a Necronomicon. but the thing is that connection is essential for us to stay together as a society.
Yeah.
And I do believe that. And I take a lot of comfort in that. So that's one way to stay creative is to make sure that you're checking in with friends of long time that you haven't seen in a while, or friends that you just contacted with.
We got on like a hangout with a bunch of friends who.
Jedi, you are not helping the situation. No, you put that Necronomicon down. Step away from the candles. Step away from the candles. Okay.
So we had like a write-in, which was fun. With just some smoky writers. We were on the hangout, but we were all writing.
Yeah.
So we were all ignoring each other, but also.
But we were connected. But we were connected.
Yeah.
And that's essential.
Now, when you're saying that you're looking out for people and being kind to people, I think it's very important that you also remember that you are a person and you should be kind to yourself.
Yes.
So Jacinda, New Zealand's mum, was saying she had a mental health expert on, and he was talking about sort of various strategies and things to do, and one of them was like, rituals, get up in the morning, get dressed. Do have some sort of structure to your day. But he also was saying, be kind to yourself. It's okay. You don't have to be productive every day. If someday you're just falling apart and you just want to wrap yourself in a blanket, eat ice cream and watch Netflix, then that's okay.
That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it.
America.
And it's worked out pretty well so far.
America is doing it right now.
Yeah, we're doing that right now.
But don't beat yourself up if you need a day where you're not productive.
Right.
It's okay not to be productive.
Right. So another thing I would say too that is essential to staying creative and staying productive as a creative is to again go back to what Pip and Jacinda said earlier, which was set a regimen for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Don't live in pajamas.
Do not live in pajamas. Yeah, I mentioned this in a previous.
Not all the time.
In a previous Twitch Dad stream, I did say that if you're working from home and you're not used to working from home, the best thing that you can do is to basically treat it as if you're still going to go to the office.
Take a shower.
Take a shower.
Please
Shave,
take a shower.
Put some clothes on. It's just it is essential that you stay with the routine.
Have some rituals.
And then, like for example, I stream from 6 a.m. to roughly 10 o'clock. And then when I'm off, then I'm like, okay, breakfast, and then by 11 o'clock I need to be writing.
Yeah.
And if I'm not writing, I'm like, okay, if I'm not writing, what am I doing? And that's usually something that I have to clear with the office manager sitting across from me, because
the office manager then has to go to management, the Ginger Kitty who's in charge, and inquire.
Fix the bathroom. Which brings me to the next thing, number 3. If you aren't feeling creative,
find something else.
Find something. Find something else. Jedi, keep my pants out of this. The other thing though is that 3. If you aren't feeling creative, find a project that will take your mind off.
If you have a sewing machine or you can crochet, you can make masks, for example.
There's one. That's one project. There's also case in point. I got quite a few comments about the decor in our bathroom during the last...
Now, to be fair, it's been like that for 10 years.
Yes, and here's why. The bathroom has been in a state of disarray for the past decade because, one, it's our bathroom, so we're the only ones that see it.
So our other things always take precedence.
Like the last one, for example, was the roof.
Yes.
So we had to
then
make
the
sure
powder room.
Yeah.
And then the bathroom downstairs. And
all these other things. And then after that last episode with Twitch Dad, where people were like, pick a color and stick with it. That's when I was like, I just went to Pip immediately afterwards.
We did pick a color.
And we said, damn it, let's just finish this thing. And Pip has been getting a little excited, chat. Yeah. I won't lie to you. She's been doing this thing where she's like, well, maybe we can, set up the shower, put up the curtain, and then we can. I'm like, no, we are not setting foot in that bathroom until it is done. Everything is done.
Well, we're lucky because we've got a downstairs full bath, so we can shower and stuff down here.
Yeah.
So we're lucky in that way. So it's not really like urgent, but it will be nice when it's done. But then what next?
Right now, nerd girl. To be fair, I am not saying PJ days are out. I'm not saying that at all. No. The main reason we as in me and office manager over there hasn't had a PJ day is because we've been working on the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that
we don't paint in your PJs.
We do not want to paint in the PJs. We do not want to. Yeah, so remodeling the house. Darrow, I would say not necessarily remodeling of the house, but just find that one pet project, whether it is
sewing masks,
whether it is redoing one of the rooms,
organizing your bookshelves, going through your stuff. Oh my gosh,
man! In this neighborhood alone, we kept driving by where people had just done a complete like inventory vomit, and they've done their spring cleaning.
Everyone's cleaning their attics or their basements.
There you go, Jen Baker. Start a patio garden.
Yes.
A lot of people have been getting into gardening, and that's great too because now they're like, you know what? I've always wanted to try
growing some
stuff.
Tomatoes or whatever.
I've talked to more people who have said things like, I want to do some outdoor gardening. I'm going to do one of those garden boxes I've been seeing.
Yeah.
Go for it. I mean, did you say Home Depot is now doing this thing where you call ahead?
Yes, both Lowe's and Home Depot. I actually ordered some stuff from Lowe's, and the nice thing was they have a pickup, which usually means you walk in and pick it up from their customer service desk. But now I drove up and they're like, call this number, give us your order number. And then the person walked it out and I stayed in the car and she put it in the trunk.
Right.
So I didn't actually get closer than 6 feet to her.
Right.
So that was really good. I really am impressed that they did that.
The other thing too that you want to do to make sure that you keep the creative juices flowing, apart from making, and don't overwhelm yourself with other projects so that whatever creative endeavor you're pursuing, you don't get to.
No.
But
it's nice to have a break. It gives you your mind a break.
Yeah, it gives you mind a break from all the other stuff. And that would be another thing that I would say. Limit your social media.
Oh my gosh, yes. I was there. I'm a news person. I get up in
We're
the
both
morning.
news people,
Get up and we subscribe to the Washington Post. We listen to the BBC News. We have it on our Alexas that she reads us the news every morning.
Right.
And I'm trying to make that the only news I really get to, because the first week that we locked in, I was just like scrolling, reading numbers and stories, and it was kind of messing with my head.
Now, before we go deeper down this rabbit hole, I want to point out to the brewmistress in chat, that's the other thing too you can do, chat. If you decide, and we've done it on this stream before, if you want to learn to cook something,
oh my goodness,
or bake something, or in the case of the brewmistress JL Baker, Jenny Baker, brew something like a vanilla porter, then yes, do that. This is a great opportunity for you to find just different things to do.
It is interesting to me that the things that grandparents, people who were alive in the 20s and 30s, our grandparents, did. They gardened.
Right.
They had crafts.
Right.
They knew how to cook and bake. These are all the things that now people are like, it's a good idea if I learn these things.
Yeah.
Because I might not be able to find bread. I might not be able to find fresh strawberries when
you might not be able to find flour.
You might be able to well, I'm going to learn how to grow my own wheat and grind my own flour. That might be taking a little far.
Might be.
You need a lot of acreage to make flour. But all of those sort of things people are getting back to, which I think personally is great.
And something I will also add that we're going to put in the show notes too was if you want something to just sort of take your mind off things, take a deep breath and go, yes, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. There's a 8-minute video that was shot in the Isle of Man featuring Gimli,
John Rhys-Davies.
John Rhys-Davies, or you might know him also as Sala.
Yeah, from Indiana Jones.
From the Indiana Jones films, and John Rhys-Davies gives a very heartfelt talk.
He gives his own historic talk. Yes, about his parents and what they went through.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's the problem. I'm going to get a little philosophical here. People have been divorced from history. That happened a long time ago. It doesn't bother me. It's not going to affect me. Well, hello. We're in a
Sorry, Monkey just went, Hindi, my friend.
Yes.
Exactly.
Cool.
Sala.
You just broke my entire thought
Go
process.
right ahead. No, Monkey did, but you go ahead, please.
So, this is my own personal soapbox about history. People have divorced themselves from history. They think it never happened. It's not going to happen to me. We're in a pandemic. The last pandemic, big pandemic was the Spanish flu in 1918 after the First World War.
Right.
People were walking around wearing masks, practicing social distancing.
102 years ago.
Yeah.
102 years ago.
So, I mean, we've kind of forgotten what history has to teach us, and now we need to look back.
Now, here's the thing about that video that we're going to put in the show notes of John Rhys-Davies. Even if you don't care or don't agree with what he's saying, which I'll be surprised if you don't, the worst thing about it is you get 8 minutes of listening to John Rhys-Davies.
Which is not bad.
He's got a great voice.
He does.
Go for it. Just enjoy it.
So getting back to the whole idea of limiting your news, it can mess with your head, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying now. This week I've been trying, instead of posting things about, how many people are dying, how many people are being infected, the terrible things that are happening in Italy and Spain, trying to post positive things that people can do. Like, we can't control what's happening outside our door.
No.
And we need to be semi-okay with that. But there are things we can control, like what media we consume, what we're doing, practicing our social distancing, reaching out to our friends, and all the various ways we can do. So I think it's better for your mental health if you concentrate on those things rather than the things that we have zero control over.
So just going to try to wrap things up here so we don't go too long on the podcast.
We could talk about this a long time.
And don't worry, after we sign off on the podcast, we're gonna come on back for the after show. It's the thing to remember, chat, is that we're all in this together, and we can still be creative, and we can still be the creatives that we are, and this is a great time to not only find out what we are capable of as creatives, but we can also give ourselves some downtime to either take care of a chore in the house that's been waiting for a while, or learning a new skill. Speaking of creatives, one of the things that has been a resurge is Podcasting for Dummies.
Yeah.
We're apparently selling copies of Podcasting for Dummies. People are now like...
I've always wanted to have a podcast.
I've always wanted to learn a podcast, so,
I'm not surprised if Twitch also has the same... Twitch for Dummies also has the same surge.
And there are people... Same thing. A buddy of mine from JMU, a guy by the name of Sam Cavalier, he set up a Twitch stream, and he said it was terrible. The first one was absolutely terrible.
First of anything is also always terrible.
And he said, but I bought your book, T, because I want to make sure I'm getting this right. So, if you want to do a creative endeavor, then yes, this is the time to do it.
This is a great time to take advantage of time.
But the other thing, too, is that also make sure to give yourself time to just take a deep breath and just coast. Just coast. Mm-hmm. That's okay, too.
Yeah, because this is another thing that I wanted to just, before we wrap up, say. Be aware that right now we are going through a traumatic event.
Yeah.
Everybody is going through a traumatic event. And when you're going through trauma, you need to take care of yourself, not only your physical, like washing your hands and social distancing, but also your mental health, and be kind to yourself, and we'll get through this.
And this is why, I'm just gonna single you out, because you've been on the stream before, you're a regular on the stream. Jedi, I know where you're at. I had the same thing of not just months, not just a year, but 2 years of unemployment. I've been there. I know what you're going through. And there are other people in chat that I know, they're all dealing with their own personal trauma. And to have that on top of it, compounded with what's happening with the pandemic, yes. You're going to have bad days. And here's the thing. It's okay. Because guess what? You can come here whenever I'm streaming or whenever we're streaming, and you can connect. That is going to be the best thing that we can do, and that's going to be our strongest weapon, apart from a vaccine, the strongest weapon we have against COVID-19. So this is the portion of the show where we tend to talk about where we're going to be next.
And this is another reason why we had to re-record 101.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because at that time, RavenCon was still on.
It is not.
RavenCon is not on. RavenCon has been postponed until next year. But good news, Terry Brooks is still going to be the guest.
So we'll look forward to that next year. Yeah. BoltCon is also not on.
No, it is not
physically.
On. It is not on physically, but virtually it is on. And guess what? I'm doing a talk on streaming. So there we go.
Escape Velocity is not on.
Escape Velocity is not on.
We weren't going to be there, but I feel like really bad. Worldcon in New Zealand. 10 years in the planning, 2 months in the distraction. But they are also doing a virtual component. But
and Unicorn, we're not actually getting ready to go. We're getting ready to wrap up the podcast. Remember,
we're going to hang around for a bit.
We're going to hang around for a bit, just do some off time chat. So right now, any of the events that we have appearance wise, they're either going to get postponed till 2021, or they're just not going to happen.
The ones that we still have on the books, Necronomicon, which is in November in Tampa, might still happen.
That might still happen.
Gen Con, beginning of August, massive Petri dish. Not entirely sure that's...
I would say that's a DEF CON 3 right now.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm waiting to hear what happens, but I'm leaning towards us not going. Because even if the first wave of COVID-19 is hit, it's still going to be in the system. Until we have a vaccine, I don't really feel very good about going to...
That's the other thing, too. TwitchCon, end of September. That's also a DEF CON 3 for me personally. Yeah. I don't know how safe I would feel going to TwitchCon. I'd have to fly on a plane. I'd have to fly on a plane. I'd have to.
That's a big load of people.
That's a buttload of people. Then I got to fly back on the plane.
The only other thing
I'm not really 100% sold on that.
That's also on the edge. Key City Steampunk, which was going to be
also in August.
All at the end of August. I don't know about that one.
I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty.
And it really hurts to not go to these events because we enjoy going there and talking about steampunk and podcasting and all those things.
Absolutely.
But you know what? It's more important that we try and protect people. And so some inconvenience and disappointment is just what everybody's dealing with right now.
And also to protect ourselves.
Yes.
It's also to protect ourselves. And of course the family as well. So that is the status of what we're doing. But as you can see, just because we're not going to these events does not necessarily mean that we are not writing. We are still being creative. You can see the stuff over my shoulder here. But remember, you can still reach out to us here at twitch.tv/the T Monster. You can also reach us at t@tmorris.com.
Pip at pjballantyne.com.
Those respective websites as well, and all the different social media links that we have available. If I could get a command of social in the chat, that would be great. These are all the different places that you can find me, and yeah, I mean this is what we're doing. We are doing our best to. Well, no, Froy, you're late. But
we're going to stick around, Froy.
But stick around, Froy, because we're hanging out.
We have an after show.
We're wrapping up. We're wrapping up the podcast, but we have the after show.
So for that, you really want to follow the T Monster on Twitch TV because then you will be told when we're live, right?
Yeah. You can also sub too. You know that's a possibility. You can get all the emotes, but also remember too the link for Lunchtime for Kids, which is my charity stream. Which is my charity stream. This ain't my first barbecue. I know what I'm doing. Lunchtime for Kids, which is my charity stream. You can donate offline by going to the Tiltify link that's in chat. You can go there, and it's also in the show notes.
In the shows.
And so you can donate offline as well. We have been getting donations. That's been great, and I do appreciate that. We appreciate that. The kids appreciate that. We have broken 1,500 during the show. That's over 15,000 meals generated for kids within 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks. Chat, you all are amazing. Thank you all very much. And remember, folks, the Shared Desk is protected by a non-commercial, no derivative, share-alike United States 3.0 license. You can find out more about that license at creativecommons.org. You can also drop us voicemail and a WhatsApp message at 703-791-1701. Go on ahead, talk to us. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on show 101. We will see you in a couple of weeks. Until then, enjoy the ride.
Catch you later. And wash your hands.
Wash your freaking hands. Lip smacking is really nice. That's pretty classy. That's pretty classy.
That's what cats do when they're thinking. So that's me thinking.
Welcome to the after show, everybody. Welcome to the after show.
How is everybody?
How are we all holding up? We
should be asking our friends that as often as possible.
We wanted to do a COVID-19 show. There's been some debate in the podcasting circles where people say things like, do we really need to have yet another? Yes, we do.
I think it's important. This is a historic moment. No one wants to live in a historic moment, but here we are in a historic moment.
Nonetheless.
So, one day some archaeologists might be digging up podcasts and going, here's the Shared Desk.
Yeah, here we go.
How are they doing?
Oh. Sounds like they're acting very goofy, but yes, there it is. You're right. You're right there, Spence. It means releasing the pressure valve. So
toot, toot. Very steampunk.
Yeah.
Yes, because you've got to release the pressure valve, otherwise the boiler will blow, which is very bad.
Yeah, as long as people don't understand the importance of it all, we should keep talking. No, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
I mean, unless you've got people like Brittany.
Who needs to party?
Who wants to party? Because I just turned 21.
She actually sounded like that. Oh
she
my
did.
God.
That is not an exaggeration, chat. She actually did. So, chat, just real quick, thank you all very, very much. Every time I go on, it is my goal to see the needle go up at least another 100. When I got on with the stream earlier this morning, I wanted to get up past 1,400. You did it. And here we are with another stream.
Past
and
1,500.
again, past 1,500. You did it. I cannot. I'm just over the moon, and I know that this is going to make a difference. This is really.
The first time I came to America, that was one of the first things I noticed about Americans, apart from the fact that they love pie, was that they are incredibly generous people. I mean, sure, no nation is perfect, but individually, I know some fantastic Americans. So, congratulations.
Completely non sequitur. I just got a text from my mom.
Mom's doing good.
Yeah.
Twitch grandma.
I'm going to talk about Twitch grandma in just a second, but she just said, Facebook post. I loved hearing your dad laugh. It was infectious.
He would have hated this, though.
God, he would have hated
He would have
this.
been awful.
Oh, my God, my father would have hated. Twitch granddad would have hated the whole shelter in place. No, you know what he would have done?
I can hear the grumbling right now.
You know what he would have done? Mom would have gone like, all right, Wayne. But my dad would have said, I would have said, Dad, we got a guest room here. He'd be like, all right, son. And he would have packed a bag and he would have taken the top room.
Well, to be fair, because weirdly chicken is the meat that everyone's buying, a couple of times I went out looking for like a roast chicken and all I could find was pork spare ribs. So we've smoked ribs a couple of times instead of like having a roast chicken or something.
Yeah.
So he would have loved that.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah.
Come on, he would. Sheltering in place with his son. He would.
Yeah, but keeping him in the house would have been difficult.
That would have been a pain in the ass.
That would have been a real difficulty.
I love you, Dad. I love you so much.
Especially because he was such a people person.
He was. That's where I got it from.
Yeah.
That's where I got it from. But
But you kind of get your pressure release valve about people.
Also from him as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you get the Twitch and the streaming and the podcasting. That's at least one way for you to express that, extrovert nature.
Yeah.
He would not have done that.
No, he would not have. Oh no. If he was with us during this time, I would have gotten him on the show, and he would have eaten it up. And I'll tell you why. So another memory of my dad. My dad, we were two different people. I mean, we were two different people when I was growing up because I was the artsy kid. My dad was always the jock. But my dad also had this. He had this other thing there where he liked being a bit of a showman. That was the salesman in him. He liked being a bit of a showman.
He loved going to Wolf Trap.
Yeah, he loved
so
going to
Wolf
Trap.
So I think he started to connect with his artistic side
after a while.
After
a while. But while I was at JMU, one of the things I did, shocker, was I was a radio DJ.
Bullet Alexander.
No. That was when I was at the pop radio station.
Okay, so you weren't Bullet Alexander?
No. On JMU radio, I was the T-Monster.
Oh my gosh.
And I had the midnight.
Nothing changes.
I had the 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. shift, and that was late nights with the T-Monster. And then I lost that shift, but they gave me the 1 to 3 a.m., which I called Up All Night with the T-Monster. But for the 11 to 1, my dad took a nap earlier in the day and then came in and we did.
They were your mum is still very supportive. They're very supportive parents.
And my dad did Back to the Beach with the T-Monster.
Right. Pictures of him
and
with
Daddy Monster.
Daddy
Monster. And my I have video of my dad and he's basically going through the CDs. He brought like 2 cases of CDs. And at first he was kind of shy on the mic. He didn't know how to handle the mic. By then he was like, "All right, T-Monster, here we go. We're gonna go spinning out the tunes here. We got the Beach Boys, and it's Don't Worry, Baby by the Beach Boys." And I was like, "Whoa!"
He really got into it, huh?
Oh, he got really into it.
Oh yeah.
So I think my dad would have been like, "Oh, I don't know how to do this streaming stuff, T." And then
he would have been into it.
He'd be like, "Come on, T, L2, what are you doing, son?"
But I also feel like he probably would have got your mum to get him in the minivan and driven around to see his customers, and he'd have like cracked the window and go,
How you doing there? How you doing there, Stan? Good to see you. Yep.
Looking good, Stan.
But the reason why
wash your hands.
Yeah, but the reason why my mom posted that was because one of the things I was a little concerned about with Facebook was that they were going to have these memories pop up.
Yeah.
And I did a lot when my father was alive.
You posted about him a lot.
I did, and especially when we did the beer dinners together, I started doing Facebook Lives, and actually, no, I did Periscopes. I did Periscopes with I did Periscopes, which I shared to Facebook, and I had Dad talk about the different beer and things like that, and that was one of the memories that popped up today.
I think in the first year, it's always hard when those things. But as time goes by, the hurt is still there, but you can also enjoy the recollection of those times a little more easily.
And it was, and that's exactly what this was. And it's that Dad was a riot during those those times.
Gosh!
Especially when we would do those beer dinners.
He always drank the high.
Dad
test.
But
when he drank the high test beers,
man, it hit him hard. Hard.
Your mum was like driving you both back, and you were both.
My head would be. I had to explain to my dad. I had to say, Dad, look, you don't have to finish the beer.
It's 12%.
It's 12%. You don't have. It's all right, son. I can handle it. And
jeez, he'd be knocking it back like a Corona.
Yeah. My dad was a Miller Lite guy. He was a Michelob Miller Lite guy, and then I was taking him a Dogfish and just broadening his world, as it were. But yeah, I appreciate. But yeah, so a little bit about Twitch Grandma. She is taking this very seriously,
which is good.
Which is great.
She's a very smart.
She is not one of these old people in Florida
in denial.
Who's like, you know what?
Let's go tango.
Let's go dancing. And dumbass shit like that. She is actually taking it very seriously. We've invited her several times to come over. She's like, no, I can hunker down here. It's fine.
Well, she does have in her bubble.
She's got a great support.
In her bubble, she's got her sister and her brother-in-law. So they're all self-isolating together, which is a good way to do it, because she doesn't like being in the house. So it's extra hard for her.
When we say self-isolating, we're not talking 5-10 people. It's just her, another widow from church, and then her brother-in-law and her sister. So it's 4 people. So I think that's okay.
Well, that's like a family, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so anyway, just a quick chance to change gears. For those of you who are new to the stream, thank you very much for popping in and for joining us. This is the after show for The Shared Desk, which is a writing podcast for myself. I'm T. Morris. That's my wife, Pip Ballantyne. And we are currently hosting a charity stream that's going to be going all through the month of April. It is called No Kid Hungry. Well, it's actually called Lunchtime for Kids. But the charity it's benefiting is No Kid Hungry. Now, No Kid Hungry, this group, they basically make sure that kids who are reliant on the school system and their meals are getting fed during the times where there are school closures, whether that's snow school closures, whether that's a holiday, or whether that's summer break or spring break. However, now with the shutdown of schools nationwide on account of COVID-19, they have been working double time to try to make sure that all these kids get fed because they don't know where their next meal is coming from. And so I started up this charity 2 weeks tomorrow. It's going to be the 2-week point tomorrow. And we've already raised over $1,500. And that may not seem like a big deal for a charity, but just to kind of put in perspective, for every $1 that is invested into No Kid Hungry, 10 meals are generated. So this community, just within 2 weeks, has generated over 15,000 meals for kids. And especially, this is what I mean by we need to look out for each other. And I'm just want to say I'm thankful for all of you for stepping up and doing this. I appreciate each and every one of you for giving. And for those of you who can't give, that's okay. Take that charity link and share it wherever you can.
Spread it around.
Let people know that this charity is happening, because that is essential. And just let them know that $1 can go really far. So I just want to say again, thank you on behalf of No Kid Hungry. Thank you, and just really I appreciate you. I really do appreciate it. Again, we are looking out for each other, and that's just something that we've got to keep a focus on. And as far as what we're doing, we have a lot of creative stuff on the plate. Did anybody have any questions about some of the? I mean, for those of you who have been here since the beginning of the show, did you have any questions about any of the projects that we're doing? Because yes, we can talk about this. This isn't going to be on the podcast. This is just the extra content.
Social media for writers.
We got social media for writers. We got
Podcasting for Dummies,
the fourth edition. We've got.
I'm finishing off Ride or Die.
Ride or Die. You're finishing off.
The Secret of the Monkey Gods.
We're going to start. We're going to start working through that. And then of course I want to go through and put together a table of contents for.
Yeah, we've got a few little jobs to sort of clear things up. Yeah,
So real quick, chat. What you're seeing behind me right here is this. This was actually an inspiration from another author in Canada.
Oh yeah,
Eric Buchanan.
Yes,
Eric Buchanan. He was an author for Dragon Moon Press, which was the first publisher for me and for Pip. That was where Chasing the Bard came to be.
Yeah.
And that was where Moravia came to be.
Over 10 years ago now.
And he had, if I remember correctly, he had a big whiteboard, but he said
not that big though.
No, he wanted to get whiteboard paint and do an entire wall. And I remember we were struggling with whiteboards.
And we were like,
and we looked at each other and we thought, do you want to do that? And Pip was like, yeah. And so we created this. What you can't see over here is this entire wall right here is just one giant whiteboard, and there is such thing as whiteboard paint. You can either get it in white or you can get it in clear.
Yeah.
Because Sunny, our daughter, she's got a whiteboard paint. A whiteboard wall upstairs, but it's all clear.
Yeah.
So she still has a purple room, but the wall itself has got this surface to it. And I'm telling you, if you are looking for a DIY project,
it's a good, and it probably only takes a day.
And it doesn't matter. It does not matter. This type of thing it takes a day to do,
but it takes it cures.
Week. It takes a week to cure. And I was just thinking about this for you, Jen, since you're brewing up stuff. This would be awesome for you because you could basically take one wall, turn it into a whiteboard, and then you could literally just map out. Okay, I want to do like a vanilla bean porter here. Then I want to do.
What do I need for it?
What do I need for it? Then I want to do a smoked IPA. How could I do that? And then, because I would love a smoked IPA. And then I want to do a peanut butter stout. How would I do that?
So it's a good thing for all sorts of creative people.
Oh, listen to this. Jen said, I just got a new USB mic. Oh, a chai porter. Ooh. Oh.
Yes.
I would
try that.
Queen.
I would try that.
Now that reminds me of a Dogfish beer that used to be a favorite of mine called Sati. It was made with chai and all these terrific spices from the Middle East. Oh, it's fantastic. They no longer make it. I don't know what it was classified as. It was an ancient ale.
So it was an ale.
It was an ale. It was an ale. But I could actually see you, Jen, rocking this.
And you know what? If you're working from home and you're planning maybe that you're going to continue to keep working from home, that wouldn't be a bad thing to do with either, you know.
Yeah.
It's also great for doodling if you like doodle.
There is that
doodle on the wall.
That's right now. That's
you might
what
children,
Sunny's doing.
If you've got like little children doodling on the wall, fine.
There you go.
Just
Boom.
that wall.
Take care of just this wall. And then if they don't like the doodle, they can wipe it down and start all over again. So, but yeah, chat. Anybody have any questions for us about the writing process, about any of the projects that we've been mentioning?
How we're hanging together.
And then
I forgot to mention my way that I coped with getting a little bit like. So we had an argument.
We had a bit of an argy-bargy chat.
Which is going to happen, I think.
It was my fault. I'm an idiot.
Why are we not recording this? But I found.
Well, we are recording it because this is going to go onto YouTube, and then it's going to be put onto the.
That's all right. As long as there's some record of it.
Yeah.
But I found I was just in the neighborhood. Got in the car. I drove down the road
just so you know,
quarter of a mile.
Froy's on your side. He just said, "I got a clip."
Yeah. And so I decided that as I drove back, I turned on Metallica. Nothing Else Matters, if you're curious. Rolled down the window, and as people were walking their kids and running, I just waved at them and was like singing. The reason
this power ballad from Metallica.
I woke up the next morning and I was like, maybe I've got the Rona because my throat is sore. And then I was like, oh no, that's right. I was singing real loud. I had it cranked up and I was like screaming it. So watch that. That's a trick for young players.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you
I
have
went
it.
and got him pie, which I think maybe that wasn't a good choice.
No, she didn't just give me pie, chat. She got me pie. She got me bourbon barbecue sauce.
And apple cider donuts.
And apple cider donuts that the child discovered today.
Damn it. So now we can't eat them all by ourselves.
No, we can't hide from her.
But she's not getting my root beer downstairs. That goes with rum.
That's a good question. So whatever happened to Dragon Moon Press?
It's still around.
They are still around.
I don't think they produce as many titles as they used to in the heyday.
Yeah.
Which is probably a good thing.
It's a great thing because it's still a one-person shop.
Yeah.
It had a lot of potential. But and they're still creating books, but not in the same way that they were creating books during the heyday of podcasting. They're still in existence, but like I think Phil ran into the same problems that you ran into and the same problems I ran into, where we wanted to grow, but Dragon Moon just didn't want to take that step with us.
Yes.
Now, Gwen Gades, we got no problem with her. And there money drama, there might have been some money drama as well. But again, that's because the reason why Monkey was because she was trying to compete
with the big houses.
Which
you need to have big money to compete.
Which you need to have big money and you need to have a staff.
Yeah.
But she was trying to do it all by herself.
And that's too much stress.
And I would never say, the only thing I would say critical of Gwen Gades is that she really did have some issues with entrusting people to do other stuff. And I tried working with her. Not just as a writer, but this was the time when I was getting into web development. And so I was designing her website and I was maintaining her website, and I did love it for a while. But then I was doing so much for Dragon Moon Press, I couldn't really go any further. And then when it came to trying to get like, you know, stuff out, like I wanted to get the word out about an award or something like that, you know. God damn it, Freud actually did clip it.
Thank you, Freud.
God damn it, Freud. God damn it. Anyway, I love you, Freud.
No, you say, me encanta, Freud.
Fräulein. Hang on. You going ahead and
maybe
talk.
It's me gusta. I think it's me encanta.
Freud just said, I got you. All right. You go ahead and talk.
Yeah, so that's another thing we're doing, Freud, while you're here. We are actually practicing our Spanish a little bit more. I'm getting T and Sunny into doing that. So we're going to be practicing our Spanish a little bit more, which is another cool thing that you can be doing. But yeah, thank you for clipping that. Yeah. So we didn't mention in the actual show screaming Metallica at full bore.
Because Freud's here.
Because
Freud's here.
Because Freud's here.
Yeah, because Freud's here. We're doing a little Don Q double-aged rum.
Let's get See, now I was making Dark and Stormies, but I was not making them with your rum.
Not with this. No. This is fun.
This is the Puerto Rican rum.
Puerto Rican rum.
Look at it. It's even the color is.
I mean, that's
beautiful,
just
like amber.
Gorgeous. That's just gorgeous. That's mother's milk right there. But I was just gonna say. So really, Dragon Moon Press is still around, but I would say the people that were their heavy hitters. We've
a lot of people have passed through Dragon Moon Press,
and Gwen's okay with that. Yeah. Gwen's like, I want to be able to say I gave you a break, and she did. If it wasn't for her, Moravia probably wouldn't have happened. Hey.
Oh.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers to you, Chad.
Here's to you, Chad. Thank you again. $1,500, over 15,000 meals for kids. Thank you.
Oh. Delicioso. Oh, no. Is that
Oh, my God.
Sometimes my Spanish and my French.
I forget how good this rum is. So, you know how, Chad, when you drink rum it just it can kind of give you a little punch.
Well, like any hard liquor can.
This is the rum that I really believe Jack Sparrow was drinking. This is absolutely
I can understand
stunning
why
rum.
he was upset when it was all gone.
Yeah, I would be very upset when the rum is gone. There's going to be.
Did you get any more rum, Froy? Did you get any more rum? After this whole thing has passed.
It's
Our place.
Yeah, our place.
Rum.
Place. Yes. He said yes.
Oh, good.
So yeah. Next, as soon as possible, got to get.
I think after this whole thing is done, we're just going to be like, okay, which weekend we're going to have this person on this weekend. Next weekend,
I think every other weekend we're going to have some type of cookout.
Every other weekend,
we're going to have some kind of cookout.
Every weekend.
It's going to be a cookout.
Every weekend a cookout.
I'm going to be grilling. Is this the cask of Amontillado? I can never get that one right from it was the story of Edgar Allan Poe. The cask of Amontillado. I think that's right. It is a warm.
I haven't learned that in Duolingo yet. So.
Right now, what we're drinking right now it's Don Q double-aged rum vermouth cask finish, a blend of rum aged from 5 to 8 years in American white oak barrels and finished in vermouth casks. Exceptional Puerto Rican rum.
Exceptional. That's why it's not in a dark and stormy.
Yeah.
I went out.
You don't mix this.
That was funny. That was funny though because I had ordered vodka and just a regular
Amontillado.
I ordered some Kraken rum for the dark and stormies and some vodka because I was like, okay. But so I ordered it online at the ABC stores in Virginia. And that meant I was like, oh, I'm just going to order it. I'm going to pay for it. I'm just going to walk in, pick it up, out the door. That afternoon, the governor announced that it was a proper total shutdown. And everyone was like, holy shit, we're not going to be able to get our vodka. We need to go now. And so when I went there was a line.
Yeah.
But they at least had it taped off.
But they had it taped off, so good on your ABC store.
But the thing was, they're not going to shut down the ABC stores. They're deemed essential.
Yeah. Because
I guess they don't.
Because reasons.
You know why?
Because reasons.
Because they don't want alcoholics drying out, getting the DTs, and going to the hospital.
That sounds about right.
It could be the reason. I'm just saying.
That could be a twisted reasoning there, but that could be it.
Yeah.
But yeah, good question though. Good question. Did anybody else have any questions about the stuff that's coming down the pike? I will tell you this. Discord for Dummies is still a go. It's still gonna get published.
People must be using Discord a lot.
And that's the thing. From what I was told, the talk about Discord has ramped up, and the folks at Wiley Publishing are very excited about. I think it's
pretty good timing. I mean,
I think it is good timing.
Nobody wants a pandemic, but it's pretty good timing for that.
I think it is good timing, and I think that it's going to be a viable option for people, especially younger people entering the workforce that are gamers.
I'm hearing a lot about Zoom not being. Maybe Froy can speak to this. I've heard a lot about Zoom not being secure.
Well, yeah, because apparently Brandon's choir class
someone crashed
got
it.
Got raided by
so you can't make it like hidden
or something like that. Freud just said he just started a Discord server. He's looking forward to seeing it published. And
is Freud in there?
Is Freud in chat?
No, is Freud in the book?
Is Freud in the book? Well, no, because he just started that Discord server.
Oh, that's true.
And the other reason why
he's in Twitch.
Yes, he's in Twitch for Dummies. He is coding at the speed of chill. and
miss Freud.
I miss Freud like you wouldn't believe.
I miss a lot of.
Just so you all know, Freud and I we're code.gov alumni, and again, pour one out for the homies. Alvin Salehi. Just so you know, Freud, I reached out to Alvin and I said, "Tell me you're okay. Tell me you're safe." And he was like, "I'm good." And I was like, "All right, cool."
That's good. We've got to ascertain that.
Yes, we have to make sure that the one of the three most handsome men, because I've got a picture of me, Freud, and Alvin Salehi, the three most handsome men in DC, and
the
top three, obviously, but anyway, yeah. So I touch base.
Check on people. I think that's nice.
Just being able to do that, just being able to check on people is a good thing.
I love the fact that I can check on like WhatsApp and have conversation. So my dad had his birthday on March 31st, and that was really nice to be able to.
So Freud said Zoom is not securing their channels.
Oh.
So you can find public rooms and join them. So probably what's happening is.
So can you set a room so it's not public, so that only people?
You probably have to pay for that. It's a bit like,
considering how many educators are using it, I think maybe they should just they just bypass that?
No, Freud just said nope. Just flat out no. You have to. No, I take that back. I could be wrong. He basically says you have to add a password. So chances are what happened was that the teacher was trying to keep it simple and say, okay, let's just all show up.
So add a password.
But she was worried that maybe somebody wouldn't get the password or something like that. And then no.
I think it's worth it not to have somebody crash your high school choir practice. I'm just saying.
So Nerd Girl saying that their company locks everything down, but they also use Zoom. And Freud adds it's not simple to set up.
Oh, okay.
And that right now is what teachers want. They want something simple to set up.
Now, I've heard that this week Facebook launched a native app.
Joy.
Well, no, because you couldn't do like multiple people in a Facebook chat room.
Right.
And I think now, correct me if I'm wrong, that if you use this native app, you can actually have more than one person in a chat.
I'm sure they do. But I mean, considering how cavalier they've been with data in the past, I don't know if I would trust.
Someone also said to me that at the end, so if you have a Zoom, at the end of it, Zoom sends you like a transcript of everything that was said, including DMs.
Say what?
So like if you're in like a Zoom meeting with your boss and say 4 other workers, at the end of it, everybody gets a transcript of what that session was. Including, say, if you whisper to your friend, God, our boss is a fucking moron.
I have no idea.
I saw it as a meme. I cannot verify it.
If it's a meme, no. Just don't trust it. If it's a meme, don't
But they said,
trust it.
just so you know, this happens. You could have saved a life.
Well, Freud says it depends on how it's configured.
Uh-huh.
So that's one thing. Freud did say the worst thing that happened was some dude was exposing himself to kids. So that's a little awkward. Freud says they use Zoom at GitHub all the time.
Uh-huh.
So it all depends on.
I'm sure the people at GitHub know how to password protect it.
Yeah, I think GitHub know a thing or two about.
Probably slightly better than an elementary school teacher.
Probably a little better than a SMOF at Balticon as well.
Right.
So there is that. I mean that is one of the things I think that people are nervous about is dealing with trolls. Dealing with trolls and getting. Utilizing this technology to work remote. But here's the truth. So they need to have someone that's working as a moderator.
Yeah,
like proper moderator.
Can you boot people from a Zoom?
Oh yeah. You can boot people from any server. You can do it on Twitch. You just have to. You cannot. But the thing is, the person that's the mod should not be involved. Here's an example. In Unicorn, I know you're out there, so I'm going to use you as an example. Unicorn is a terrific mod in my stream because when he's not now, I'm going to put this little caveat on it. He is a great mod when he's not running with me in Destiny.
But you can't split your time.
Exactly. When I'm running something in Destiny and Unicorn's running with me, I'm not expecting him to be a mod. Because he's running with me, and that's a mistake that a lot of mods make, is that they're always there, but then they want to be part of the show. They want to run a mission. They want to go into the Crucible, but you can't do that and be a mod.
Yeah.
But when you are a mod and you are focused, mods are on it.
You can be on it. Yeah.
And I tell you, there are certain hosts that, and just as a quick tangent, chat. There are certain hosts you would rather deal with the mod than the host. Dr. Lupo caught somebody trying to be a jerk in his stream, and I saw a side of Ben Lupo. I pray to God that I never see, and I'm never on the receiving side. It was like I was expecting him at the end of it to just say, "That's my secret, chat. I'm always angry." I mean, he it was like a Jekyll Hyde. I mean, he super chilled to something, and I was both amazed and terrified. But and the thing was, that guy, he disappeared.
Yeah.
He disappeared. And meanwhile, chat was like, damn. And the thing was, it wasn't that his mod didn't act fast enough. It's that Lupo caught him before the mod did. And I respect that.
So I'm sure the person would have preferred the mod.
Yeah, exactly. But the point I'm getting at is that when you have are you feeling it?
Can you see the cloud, Froy?
I'm feeling it. Cheers, Froy. Cheers. But I was just going to say that I think that with these new organizations and corporations jumping on the Zoom bandwagon and looking at other things, they do have to say, okay, we're going to have this meeting, but we need one guy to not pay attention to the meeting but pay attention to chat. If it's something that's open to the public.
Yeah. I think people are learning a lot about.
Yes, they are.
Like,
they are.
People's cats and children and stuff being involved, and
Saludo mi gente. I'll let you go. Take care, everybody. Froy, love you, buddy. Love you. Take care of yourself.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. I'm at this video chat without pants. Well, Monkey, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me.
Oh, that was something funny. Walmart apparently has had a run on tops. Just the top part,
Oh, that's
like
right.
shirts and blouses and
nice
things,
dress shirts, things like
but not
that.
on pants. So people are buying actually? I'm doing it right now. I'm wearing a nice top. Pants. I am wearing pants.
She's wearing pants of a fashion.
So,
But I mean, you know what? That's not anything new. This was something that I'll never forget seeing as a JMU student. I was working at the radio station, which also we shared space with the.
Is this going to be a pantless station. DJ story?
Close. And I was meeting a friend for lunch, so I went over to the TV side of the station, and they were shooting something, and she gave me and I was like, okay, and I waited, and then they, they're shooting their evening segment, and then they said, blah 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 blah, and from all of us here, good night, Harrisonburg, and then the director went, and we're clear, and both the cast. Both the caster and both the caster, male and female, they both stood up, and they're both wearing it's like shorts. She was wearing like a mini skirt, and he was wearing like beach shorts. And meanwhile, but from the waist up, they're super like conservative tie, and she's got the nice little blouse on, and then they walk out and they're barefoot. And I'm like, what is this? Like semi-casual day on the set?
It's half and half day.
Yeah, it's half and half day. Exactly.
I've noticed that the latest trend for newscasters and stuff is for them to walk around, like you see it on BBC.
Yeah.
Aaron Hazelhurst walks around.
Oh, that's Aaron though. He's
Hazelhurst.
He's had several cups of coffee and he's ready to talk about economics.
And Lucy does it as well.
Yeah.
And you're like, I wonder if that was invented just so that casters were forced to wear pants.
Oh, I guarantee you. But
shoes.
But this is the trade-off. If you do that, then that means you've got to crank up the AC and keep it 50 degrees because you still have all the lights on. Now, granted,
the problem is if people are doing a business. I'm a business person, but then you're like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom and you stand up.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna notice that you're wearing board shorts and a.
Yeah, and you got to be careful about that.
You might just have to sort of slide out of frame.
Yeah.
Before doing it.
But no, I mean, that's the joys of behind the scenes. Because I remember, now keep in mind that's back before the invention of LED stage lights, and now LED stage lights are now being used. Now they're
cooler underneath.
It's a little cooler underneath, but they still like to crank up the AC because when you've been on a set all day on a news set, it's really chilly when you walk in there, but then by the afternoon it's close to being a sauna, and that's why they got to power stuff down, crank up the AC, yada yada yada, all that stuff. So chat, before we wrap up the stream tonight, did anybody have any questions about the stuff we were working on? Anything about the charity? Anything at all? Because we appreciate you all spending some of your Sunday night with us. We really do appreciate it.
Is that what day it is? Sunday?
It is Sunday. I double checked.
It is
Sunday.
time even. What a days. What a time.
Chat.
Haven't you? I'm sure Chad is fat. No, you know this. You wake up and you're like, lie there for a second, like, What day of the week is it?
This is why, honey. This is why I name all of my streams like Titan Tuesday, Warlock Wednesday,
especially right now.
Chill Thursday. I mean, that's what I do. Yeah, exactly.
It keeps you in. Luckily, we have David Bowie over here.
Yeah.
To keep us company.
Rockabilly Bowie. Rockabilly Bowie.
Yeah, that's from the. Is that Tin Machine? I'm not sure.
The ZG's on. Let's go raid ZG.
Yeah,
everybody.
let's go say hi. We've had really good Puerto Rican rum. Let's go raid him.
Have they said how they are delivering meals for No Kid Hungry?
I think isn't it a drive up to the school situation?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. At least in Prince William County, it is.
Yeah, they changed it. It used to be that you had to drive up with your kid and pick up meals. Now you don't have to, because obviously driving a truckload of kids, exposing them all to various things is not a good idea.
Not the smartest way of doing things. Not the smartest.
So now that I think they are now just requiring, a name, and they will bring you meals.
All right. So chat, take a look. If you look in chat, there is a message right there for the night raid. We're gonna grab that message. You're gonna copy pasta that into the chat of ZG Photo. ZG Photo was and still is one of the best streamers I've ever had the pleasure of getting to know, of being part of his community, and running with in various games.
He's playing Animal Crossing right now.
He's playing Animal Crossing. So let's go ahead and let's send him the love.
That's a very soothing game.
Yeah, something I think we all need.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all for moving that needle past the 1,500 mark. Remember, you can take the charity link and share it in your various social media channels. And I will be back tomorrow. No, I will not be back tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow night.
I'll be back. I'm going to be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. For Monday Night Destiny, and I will be there with Nick and with Drafty, playing subclasses that we are not familiar with, that we are not comfortable with.
Are you playing a Titan?
No, I'm playing a Hunter, and it's going to be the Golden. And we're going to take these terrible classes that we play into a round or two of Crucible, because we can.
That will be fun.
Thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Take care of yourselves. Peace.
Good night.